So we have a worksheet here as part of our theme unit on pumpkins. This time we're going to look at the inside of a pumpkin, and we've done a video earlier on that shows us cutting a pumpkin in half so that we have a cross section to look at. So in looking at that video and remembering what we saw, we know that the outside of our pumpkin still has that very thin rind or skin. So I'm just going to trace over this line with my orange to show the very thin skin or rind that's on my pumpkin. And we know that this part was the stem. But on the inside of the pumpkin, we get this sort of thick layer of the pumpkin flesh. This is actually the part of the pumpkin that we would eat. And most pumpkins you can cook up and eat them. They're quite tasty, in fact. And this inside layer is more of a yellow color. So on the outside we got the orange rind, and on the inside we got this thick layer that we call the flesh of the pumpkin. Now we know the middle of the pumpkin is actually hollow, except, well, not quite. It has a lot of stringy bits. We kind of think of this as the guts of the pumpkin. We actually call this scientifically, the word is fiber. So the pumpkin has all these stringy fibery bits, the guts of the pumpkin, the part that we scoop out when we are cooking a pumpkin or making a jack-o'-lantern. So I'm just going to draw a lot of squiggly lines all over the place in orange. And the fiber has one of the main jobs of it being that it holds all the seeds. So the seeds can be white in color, which means what I'll do is I'll just take my black pencil crayon here and I'm going to draw a bunch of seeds all clinging together, all stuck here in the fiber. And there can be lots and lots, sometimes hundreds of seeds in a pumpkin. Although it's interesting, once I opened up a huge giant pumpkin, and it only had about 6 or 7 seeds in it. Whereas some of the smaller pumpkins can sometimes have hundreds and hundreds of seeds in it. So I'm going to draw a whole bunch of seeds all mixed in here, in with the fiber. And just kind of elongated circles is what I'm drawing. There we go. So we've got lots of seeds in there. Now, like the outside of my pumpkin, I want to label this with some scientific names. So I'm going to draw a line from this part, and I'm going to label that as the stem of the pumpkin. I'm going to draw a line right at the edge there on the orange part. If you remember, that's the skin, or the scientific name is rind, R-I-N-D, the rind. This yellow part inside here, we call that the flesh. And that's actually the part of the pumpkin you would eat. That's the flesh. These stringy bits, so if I draw a line going from one of the stringy bits, that part is called the fiber. F-I-B-E-R. Those stringy bits, the guts of the pumpkin, is the fiber. And if I draw a line going from one of my little round black circles there, we can label that as a seed, S-E-E-D. And now I've labeled my scientific drawing of the inside of a pumpkin.